Oh, thank you, God. He wants to hear you say thank you. Are you grateful? Oh, thank you, God. You are good. You are good. Awesome God, you are good. You are good. You are good. Gracious God, you are good. You are good. You are good. Awesome God, you are good. You are good. You are good. Gracious God, you are good. Gracious God, you are good. Yeah, gracious God, you are good. Gracious God, you are good. You are good. You are good. You are good. Awesome, awesome God, you are good. Hey, you are good. You are good. Gracious God, you are good. Hey, awesome God, you are. When I think of all you've done, gracious God, you are. Oh, gracious God, you are. When I think of all you've done in my life, beyond description, beyond comprehension, and gracious God, you are good. Awesome God, you are good. Awesome God, you are good. And gracious God, you are good. And gracious God, you are good. You are good. You are good. Awesome God, you are good. You are good. You are good. Gracious God, you are good. You've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so good. You've been so. Come on, sing. You've been so. It's been so good. In my family, over my business, over my household. You've been so good. You've been so good. I like what I know. I could be July. You've been so good. You've been so good. When I think of you've been so good. Yeah. You've been so good. Hey, when I think of what you've done, hey, Jehovah, Jehovah, yeah, Jehovah Nissi, you've been my helper. You've been so good. You are good. You are good. Awesome God, you are good. You are good. You are good. Gracious God, you are good. Gracious gracious God, you are kind. Oh, gracious God, you are good. Gracious God, you are kind. Gracious God, you are good. Awesome God, you are kind. Gracious God, you are good. You are good. You are good. Awesome God, you are good. You are good. You are good. Gracious God, you are good. We've returned to give you praise. We have 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 returned to give you thanks. We have returned to give you praise. For January, for February, for March, for April, June, for July, for August, for September. Hey, we've returned to give you thanks. We have returned to give you thanks. We have returned to give you thanks. Jehovah, with all we have returned. Whoa. With our families and our loved ones. Hey, we return to give you praise for keeping us alive, for providing for our family. We have returned to give you praise. About to Milano. I have returned. Mamore, mamore, mamore. Arabiele giega baba rabaliele. We return to give you thanks. We have returned to give you thanks. If we had not been for the Lord who's been on our side, where would we be? Where would we be? So we have returned to give you thanks. Harabanie keteliaba, harabana mananie ketelia, harabe helia haba. Come on, give him thanks in tongues. Give him thanks in your understanding. I have returned. I've come. Jesus, we have returned to give you. Can you say we return? With my family I've come. You've been faithful.